from a very simple viewpoint from connectors, we've taken one of these and we've looked for educational content. Things that teachers are already using, publishers have available. How can that be put onto a PlayStation Portable and then into the classroom, into the students' hands?
But to give you an idea, I think we've got 60 or 70 of these out on different projects. We've lost none. None have been damaged. And in fact, we've got one that has ceased to function properly, and that's just a firmware fault. Okay, and the way that young people treat these, and these go home, they go backwards and forwards from there, there's something about them. And I said, like the video conferencing, there's something about these, it's functionality, it's look, it might be the endorphins that Andy was talking about, I don't know. But hey, if it works, don't knock it, exploit that from going to go from there.
I mean, in terms of outcomes, we've got enhanced school liaison, we've got more enjoyment happening in learning, and that's the most important thing, because we know children only learn when they're enjoying it and they're engaged. Ownership's an interesting one. Again, our children, well, as we said, not one PSP has gone missing in our school. They really see the value in the PSPs as a learning tool, and they say, well, our PSPs are for learning. They don't say they're for gaming at all. They think they're learning tools.
Hi, so Andy said I'm from Holyhead School. It's a secondary school and it's a mainstream school. And we've been using the PSPs for about a year now, coming up to a year. And when we first used them, we used them in modern foreign languages, history, and I used them in geography. And I decided to take one group to begin with. One group, one year 8 group, and test how they performed in a project compared to my other year groups who wouldn't have exposure to the PSP. So that was a really, really good method of actually seeing, A, does it help? B, do the students enjoy it more? Because I was really concerned that this one group weren't going to be able to perform as well. And what we did was it was actually based on field work. So we went to Warwick, and we were comparing Warwick to Handsworth. And they used the PSP in every single lesson. At the end of the whole project, I wanted to see the whole class reaction, the reaction of all of the students. So I gave them out a questionnaire, a very, very quick survey, just asking them what they'd enjoyed, what was their favourite part, and also to respond to a set of statements to see how much they agreed or disagreed with them. Now, literacy is a massive thing in our school. We're focusing on it. It's our target for Ofsted. Extended writing, literacy, everything. It's a real push, and it was really, really encouraging to see that the students themselves agreed that the PSPs had actually helped them with their extended writing. And when I asked them how, it was because they were able to very quickly choose their writing frames. I was able to differentiate so easily, putting in writing frames, instead of just having, you know, one writing frame, a gifted and talented writing frame, I could put in 6 writing frames, and they were choosing. They were very quickly flicking through the slides, reading them. Right, I like the look of this one. I'll try and move up to this one next time. And it was fabulous.
They're used to using these devices. The training was nil. We just hand them out, and they've got the knowledge. They know how to use them. Motivational, different types of learning styles. It ticks those boxes. We do have some of them bring the devices in, and we, as you know, we say we get some content on there for them, or let them just borrow the camera, and then they can take the film themselves and take it home and work themselves on it, and upload the work to the network for further editing. You know, they stand up comparatively against the cost of video camera. The quality is good enough. The number it allows per lesson, the screen size in terms of viewing it is definitely workable. The students just fly with using the buttons. They are durable. They've been used in the PE lessons, getting, you know, moving about. The wireless access device, then uploading the content on, so it can be used as a learning device as well, and the internet access, of course.
We offered them to the children to take home to revise with. That was really, really positive, and I was really worried. And Rich just said, go for it, get the parents' permission. You know, parents sign them in, sign them out, and they they came back and the parents couldn't stop raving about them. The parents were really impressed with the use of them. They thought, oh, their children are just going to mess about using them. And I said, well, you know, come into the classroom, come and see what they do. They don't even try to do anything else on them at all. And the parents said they didn't even try to put their own game cartridges or whatever in at home. They just were focused on the work because it is fun. And children do actually want to learn. They do actually want to progress to the next level. They don't just want to play games. They want to see that they are progressing themselves. I just think they are a way to ignite children's interest in learning. And I'm always looking for a way to capture and retain children's excitement for learning. I've used them since April last year now, and the children I've used them with, you know, they'll come back to me and say, that's what I remember about school. I remember making videos with you. I remember making DVDs with you. I remember doing this with you. And if they remember that and remember what they've done, you know, that's the most powerful part of their education for me.
There's an awareness of them. There's a high profile. If you've got 2 million devices in a country, then there's a good chance that many people you'll be talking to, and this happened in the class that we were dealing with, approximately 10 out of 30 children had a PSP, which made a big difference. They benefit from that games background. There's little resistance from students, as we've heard, to being given a PSP. In fact, there's usually a lot of gratitude.
I'm responsible for the 5 Phase 1 schools, and they're the ones that we'll be working with initially on the PSP projects. They're all secondary schools. As I say, we're the strategic partner.